Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
A kickboxing gym in South Fargo is closing its doors. The announcement leaves 9 round members with unanswered questions.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly met with the owner, who says he owes them an explanation.
You put 4 years into something, and the last thing you wanted to do is tank.
And after those 4 years of business with hundreds of members flowing through the doors, Matthew Engelstead is closing 9 Round Gym.
Opening a business, if you all know, it's a struggle from the get-go all the way through. Many sleepless nights, many hours of putting in the think tank, really.
He says it began with the weight loss challenge, which led to booming business.
So we expanded. These members loved it. They had all the room in there. Then corporate cut my legs off. Corporate demolished the 6-week challenge, so we were not able to do any of the challenges anymore. So when corporate did that, we cut our members in half right after that.
The loss of those members caused financial turmoil.
I'm not blaming this all on corporate, because that's not all on corporate's fault. You know, there's a lot of things looking back now that I could have done different, should have done different.
He says the expansion was ultimately too much. But Engelstead is not turning his back on his members.
I am not going to leave them high and dry. I'm taking everything that I have on my personal account and paying everybody back.
He's going even further than refunds. He worked together with Fit Body Boot Camp, and now 9 Round members will receive a discounted rate.
If you go over there, say you're from 9 Round, he's going to take care of you guys. So I wanted to look for something, you know, for these members to have a place to go.
Engelstead apologizes to his members and wants them to know that this has not been an easy fight.
I mean, I ate, slept, bled 9 Round. It was the biggest thing, I think. But I appreciate any and everybody who stepped in that gym. And it was one big family, and it's hard to say goodbye to that family.
In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Engelstead says members can expect refunds within the week, and he will be in contact with them for information.
We've seen a few sprinkles here and there tonight, but after that, Hutch, can we count on some dry days ahead?
Yes, it looks like our forecast is really going through a change. It's still a little on the breezy side if you head outside. Not as gusty unless you're in Sisseton, where the gusts are 35 miles per hour. A southwesterly flow, though, generally between 10 and 20 miles per hour as the showers exit our area, changing over to snow in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. Temperatures as you head to bed tonight are in the 40s. It does not look as cold overnight, but thanks to the fact that our wind will still be breezy first thing in the morning, well, when you send the kids to the bus stop, remember, there's a wind chill factor. It'll still feel like it's in the 20s first thing in the morning. Now, I'll tell you about a warm-up we're expecting as we go through the next several days, and it does look much drier of all those details in a few moments.
Can't wait, thanks.
A Glendon, Minnesota man was in court this morning on charges related to child pornography. 20-year-old Michael James Kinnan is charged with 1 felony count of distribution and 1 felony count of possession of child porn. According to court documents, the social media app Kik Messenger alerted police, Fargo police, to the possibility of child porn being sent through the app. The photo reported by Kik was of a nude underage female on the lap of a nude adult male and appeared to come from Kinnan's account. The Clay County Sheriff's Department executed a search warrant last Thursday at Kinnan's home, where they found hundreds of illegal images on his cell phone. Kinnan admitted to officers that he was part of a chat room where child porn was shared in a Dropbox. Kinnan also told officers that he used Kik in the past to distribute pictures of child porn. A judge set Kinnan's bond at $40,000 or $20,000 as long as he doesn't have any internet access or use social media. His next court date is set for October 26th at 10 in the morning.
Many people from Bemidji, Minnesota are taking to social media, saying a man outside the Northside subway has been creeping them out. There have been several claims made of a man driving around in a black SUV with Kentucky license plates harassing young women. One worker at the subway says the encounter really scared her.
Oh, like it just gave me the chills, and I was like, had to be a bigger person when I felt like I wasn't ready for it, but I had to be the bigger person to help my coworkers.
Police say they have not been able to find the man in question.
My wife, I think, was unnerved. I think I was more upset.
There's new controversy around Measure 3, which is the initiative that aims to make recreational marijuana legal in North Dakota. It's up for a vote in the November election. Supporters say the measure benefits families by decriminalizing marijuana, while critics say the bill doesn't set clear limits on who can grow or sell marijuana.
A West Fargo man says his free speech is being threatened after his yard sign opposing Measure 3 was stolen. He says the recreational marijuana campaign is to blame, but supporters tell Valley News Live's Veronica Marshall the two sides have more in common than they think.
2 days was all it took for thieves to steal Gary Spike's yard sign opposing Measure 3. He says the problem goes beyond his yard.
There was one taken off property on Cheyenne Street. If there was any doubt in my mind prior to this event, there isn't anymore. You know, when you attempt to silence somebody else's voice, why, I think there's more going on than meets the public eye.
Spike says the theft is an effort to silence his voice. But Measure 3 supporters say they understand Spike's frustration because they're being targeted too.
We are getting reports of vote yes on Measure 3 signs being lifted across the state. It's a very unfortunate circumstance and certainly one that I myself condemn and certainly Legalize ND condemns. That's dirty politics, it's not fair, and it really disenchants voters.
Spike says he contacted police about his stolen yard sign. Criminal penalties could include having to pay damages for stealing the sign, which is something Legalize ND supports.
We certainly support if someone were to get caught, that they face the ramifications that are on the books here in North Dakota.
So while they may not agree on Measure 3, the bill's supporters and the opposition are quick to support each other's rights.
They have their right to put the signs up in favor of the measure, and I have the right to my opinion on it.
I think it's important that every North Dakotan and every U.S. citizen exercises their right to vote, regardless of who they end up supporting.
In West Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
And we have more information on Measure 3 on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
The former treasurer of the University of North Dakota Student Government has been sentenced to 2 years of probation and 150 hours of community service for embezzling from his fraternity. 23-year-old Chase Johnson of Fargo was charged in March with felony theft for stealing from the Phi Delta Theta fraternity, where he also had served as treasurer. He pleaded guilty earlier this month and paid nearly $27,000 in restitution. Johnson also was ordered to pay $800 in fees. If he violates terms of his probation, he could face up to 10 years in prison.
A Jamaican man who authorities said masterminded the lottery scam that defrauded at least 95 mostly elderly Americans out of more than $5.8 million has been sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. Prosecutors said that 29-year-old Laverick Willocks operated the scam out of his mansion in Jamaica. 27 people were eventually charged. All have pleaded guilty or were convicted. Willocks denied being the kingpin during today's sentencing.
People may now register their pets with the city of Moorhead for 2019. It's the law, and it'll cost you $5. You will need your pet's vaccination records. If an animal is wearing a current city license and gets loose, community service officers will try to return the pet to its owner before taking it to the pound. Owners are subject to an additional $50 fine for failure to license their dog or cat, on top of other impound fees. For more information, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, the Trump administration wants to make sure you know exactly what pharmaceutical companies are charging for their drugs.
Temperatures are not taking the polar plunge as of yet, still in the 40s for most locations. If you missed the sunset, you missed a dandy as the clouds cleared the Fargo-Moorhead area late this evening. Warmer weather around the corner. Details in your forecast are next.
You're watching Valley News Live.